You know, you really have to hand it to some of these Republicans. They are genius in their depravity. And this story that we start with today is really the epitome of that. A Tennessee city named Murfreesboro, which over the years has come up. You wouldn't think that doing a show about national and international politics, you would end up talking about Murfreesboro, Tennessee too often. But in fact, if you go back into the archives, you find that it has come up time and again on the program because they have a problem. They have a sickness there where these extremist right wing ideologues, usually informed by absolutely unconstitutional fantasies for Christian nationalism, come up with ordinances or movements or ideas that appall and shock anybody who believes in separation of church and state, anybody who believes in just letting people do what they want to do if it's not harming anybody else. And here is where we are today. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, effectively banned being gay in public. And as the New Republic reports, many people missed it, and they are now starting to implement the law. Here's what's going on. Again, this is a New Republic article, which we will link to. A city in Tennessee is using a recently passed ordinance essentially prohibiting homosexuality in public to try to ban library books that might violate the new rules. So here's how they build this up. Murfreesboro passed an ordinance in June banning, quote, indecent behavior. There's always layers to this. Oh, okay, you can't do indecent behavior in public. What exactly does that mean? Well, it includes, quote, indecent exposure, public indecency, lewd behavior, nudity, or sexual conduct. Now, journalist Aaron Reed first reported about this. It specifically refers to Section 2172 of the City Code. The City Code states sexual conduct includes flat out homosexuality. Anyone who violates the new ordinance is barred from hosting public events or selling goods and services at public events for 2 years. Anyone who violates the ordinance in the presence of minors is banned for 5 years. Now, what you essentially have here is carte blanche to say the fact that you are walking down the street holding hands as a man with another man, or a woman kissing another woman, by its very nature, that potentially gets you banned from doing business for 2 years in the city. This also is being used for all sorts of purposes for limiting what books are available. There is, as the article says, an ACLU-backed challenge has already been launched, but it hasn't stopped city officials from implementing the measure. The Rutherford County Steering Committee met to discuss removing all books that might potentially violate the ordinance from the public library. Murfreesboro city officials have already used the ordinance to ban 4 books that merely discuss LGBTQ themes. They also put in place a new library card system that categorizes books into age groups. Children and teenagers will only be allowed to check out books corresponding to their age group and will need a parent or guardian to check out so-called adult books. Now, this is part of a much larger, I guess we would call it an attack on all sorts of content that we are seeing nationally that, quite frankly, is really not very controversial when you're talking about, a 17-year-old in high school reading about the fact that, oh, gay people exist. These are really not controversial things in 95% of the developed world and even in most of the United States. But when you look around the country, you see the usual suspects. And that, again, Murfreesboro, Tennessee keeps coming up here. This is part of, when I interviewed Rosie O'Donnell several months ago, and she really we pay attention, but she is paying very close attention to the backslide that we started to see very acutely during the Trump era, and we are continuing to see at the local level, even despite the fact that Joe Biden is now president. There is a very definitive backslide here in the fight for LGBTQ rights and equality. And every single one of these moves contradicts very basic values of inclusivity, acceptance, the free exchange of ideas, letting actual experts make decisions that are within their purview. Why is it that parents all of a sudden are the ones who want to impose, hey, I know which books are okay at age 11 versus 12? Do you? You really don't. We actually have experts in education who can weigh in on those issues. And the broader context here is part of this national backsliding that we have been seeing. So, fortunately, even though some of these ordinances passed by with relatively little finger pointing and signaling, now it's getting more attention. The ACLU is involved, and hopefully this can be undone. One of our sponsors today is Manscaped. They make excellent products. You've got the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This is Manscaped's 5th generation body trimmer and groin trimmer. You've got 2 next gen blade heads, your standard trimmer blade for taking off a little bit of hair, the foil blade for taking off a bunch of hair. All of Manscaped's devices are waterproof and perfect for the shower. You'll also want to pick up Manscaped's Crop Soother Aftershave Lotion and Crop Preserver Anti-Chafe Deodorant. Whether you're shopping for yourself, maybe there's a guy in your life, Manscaped offers the perfect bundle with everything. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra includes the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin Trimmer, the Weed Whacker 2.0 Ear and Nose Trimmer, Manscaped's liquid formulations, and 2 free gifts, Manscaped's Boxers 2.0 premium underwear with moisture wicking technology, and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. I have all of this stuff at home. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code PACMAN at manscaped.com. The link is down below.